Hello fellow hookah smokers, hello friends. Today, as promised too many times, I'm going to review the pipe which to me is the most beautiful in shape among those I have as of today, which is the Nefes SULTAN. This, as I've said several times, is called by different name in the German and the German market and in the UK, but in the United States and for the owner of the Nefes brand, this is the Sultan. So a very nice stem with nice decoration I will show later on in detail, and a pipe which is I'd say work in progress and very promising, but there's room for improvement. I would summarize my review as a very promising brand because it is legitimate to modernize Turkish pipes by adding a purge valve, by taking some elements from modern pipes, and by having wider gauge dowstem, which is what this pipe adds to traditional Turkish ones. I'm just starting the session with Tangier's limon, noir, and going on with two coals. I might add a third one. These are cubes by Hookah-Burdar. I will now proceed to show you the pipe and the parts in detail. See you soon. So, here are the parts of the Nefes SULTAN pipe. But before we go any further and look in detail onto these pieces, let me just show you what I did yesterday. I finally solved the problem with my Pasha stem, which came with some damage. Mark that it takes an alien original with normal grommet, even if this piece is shorter than the Sultan, and this is from a coffee machine, and I just solved it. It is decent now. Well, I will review this pipe later on. Let's now focus on her sister, the Sultan. Now this is the stop I might have with the Bohemian vase. Okay, back to Nefes SULTAN, which is a very interesting pipe since it has a purge valve, which is a bit, the cap is shorter than on the newest Pasha, but it has, to me, a very interesting shape, and as I say, this was the first attempt by Nefes to modernize Turkish pipes. Now, of course, inspired by the German market, they did a fully, as you can see, well, not fully, but a piece pipe which unscrews into a number of pieces. The shape of this pipe is probably one of the nicest I have, and it is the heaviest, I believe, since I just weighted it, and I must say that this is, the tray alone is 858 grams with this beautiful casting decoration which has the 2 gra and the crescent and some floral decor. It is thick and heavy, and it unscrews onto this piece. Now this alone is 858. The upper part is 551 grams, and the chamber and the lower part are 911. With the dowstem, which weighs 328, it means that the whole thing has a weight of 2 kilos.648 grams, whereas this nice Tugrali Dunjali is just 1.7, so 1.730 against 2,648. Big difference, right? So it is heavy, and even being heavy, you can see that what we call solid brass is more often than not just thicker, much thicker, but it is hollow. So I'm now going to assemble this. I was saying is longer, perhaps broader as well. Anyhow, it is longer than on the new Pasha stem, which anyhow takes the 10 years and alien bowls without problems. Now mark that this dowstem, which is very thick, I just measured it, and it is 15 on the outside and around 13 the inside, so it is thick, heavy, and yeah, quite open, is divided in two pieces united by this nut. Well, this, as Juliana say, might be seen as very practical. In my view, it is just a source of problems with air tightness. So let's hope that the incoming models, this pipe has not a real common chamber, but kind of. This piece here are used to unscrew. On mine, it was the first batch in which it came welded, meaning that before you could unscrew it and clean it easily. Now it is a kind of common chamber. So the purge, as you will see later on, does not work that well. The draught is magnificent because their support is quite open as well, and the whole thing works pretty well, but purge is not great, and air tightness is not complete. So on incoming models, or at least there will be a variant with traditional chamber, as is the case with the Pasha. So I would consider waiting, or I might consider even purchasing the new model, which I hope will come with same gauge of dowstem in one piece, please, Giuliano, in one piece, not two pieces. Personally, I don't consider it a big advantage. Now, let's put together the whole thing. I'm afraid I have to, I cannot do it with the camera on my hand. And then I will show how it fits into different vases, but basically the one I recommend is a 30 centimeter Turkish one, because I've tasted it with others, like a huge Battle Boy, and this bad boy is really enormous. So it kind of requires a bigger pipe, even if here the dowstem is long enough to work with this. And by the side, this is the vase I got with this Sultan, which is pretty nice, but it's a bit too small for that pipe. This would be recommended for the Pasha, which, as I wrote yesterday on royalhookah-Burdar.com, has a rather short downstem, so would require smaller vase than 30 centimeters, ideally. So I pot it on a 25-26 centimeters Bohemian. This would be about the same size. Okay, let's put together the pipe. I'll be back soon. Here I am back with the Nefes SULTAN, besides the Elmas 639 Dunya Tugrali. Now, before I go any further, I just realized while doing the assembling of the pipe that, of course, when weighting it, I said that this was way heavier, but this was, of course, because of the tray. Without the tray, it will be just slightly heavier than the Tugrali Dunyali. Meaning in any case that the quality of the materials used is on par with Elmas, right? And you'll see now a close up at the designs. It is a very nice pipe, and the shape of it, to me, particularly the lower part, is even nicer than anything else I might have. This is really nice shape, fits into white color bottles, because this is quite wide. This is different from anything seen in any other sides, and this is kind of the same in here, but slightly different, and we will go into further details now. So, another thing I forgot and I just realized is to say is that the practicality of having this unscrewing in two parts might lie in transporting it. It's heavy, but you can take it apart and it won't be a long stem. It would be just about 20 something centimeters pieces, right? Now, onto the designs. One thing which is very nice in here is that, as I said on the previous video, let's look for decent light. I don't know, I always have issues with lightning. Well, is that you have the Tugra on this side, which is slightly different from the Elmas one. These might be a cleaner, the Elmas might be slightly cleaner in this case, but both are nice, and they should belong to different people since they're different. But the other side, as opposed to the Elmas, which has the same design on, the other side is different. You have some banners with some Turkish decoration. Yeah, very nice. As for the shape, as I said, it is my favorite pipes in terms of shape. Something which I've been unlucky maybe is that when you unscrew it, the two parts which are plain, as in all Turkish pipes, do not coincide. I mean, the lower part and the upper side I've been unlucky, or I mean, I haven't managed to make them coincide if you want to screw it to the bottom, right? So this is a small issue which perhaps could be taken care of at the workshop. Now, see how this would work, right? No problem with pool, but then purge valve would not be great. Now, if we put this into the huge vase, you'll see that the downstem is, well, barely long enough. You'll have to have water until the beginning of the neck, which is enough, but a longer stem would be better. And then the overall shape is nice, but a taller pipe would be probably better. Now, with the normal standard Turkish vase, this pipe is just gorgeous. Yeah, this is the same size as the one from the traditionnal, normal 30 centimeters, and here you have both pipes. And as I said, this would take any bowls you want. I usually have a knit clay one, but it will take any bowls. And with the Sultan, you will see that this piece is slightly shorter. Same principle. Now everything is welded. The downstem is narrower, and this of course is removable. And in this case, this fits very well. With the Tangiers it works, but yeah, works, but I'd have to push a little bit. Since this on an inlay table, I would not do it right now. I will leave Hookah-John's Alien on. And as you can see, it takes an IMHO or any other hose. Even if the port is smaller than on the Sultan. This is huge, right? Much bigger than on the Elmer's pipes. So very, very nice designs on it. Very nice shape altogether. Let's put it. Today was a sunny day until clouds arrived, and I'm afraid we lost the nice lighting we had. Very nice setup with this vase. Mark that these vases, I've been talking a lot about them. They're not perfect. Three of them, well, the first one I got, the Amberg one, was cleaner in terms of bubbles or whatever. One could see that it was made by hand. I mean, there were irregularities in the lower part, and this markings made with cutting glass with machine. This was made holding it in the hand. One could see it. So this is what we call hand cut. But otherwise it was quite clean. Whereas the new ones I got, particularly the big one, has indeed bubbles and has some minor defects, of course. With the light behind, it is gorgeous, and it is top heavy. But I would recommend a bigger Turkish pipe or any brass pipe, the biggest you find, because it is, as you can see, huge. Now this is a very nice setup in any color vase. Okay, now let's try this pipe. Now before leaving my room, let's say that today, as you have realized, we are in a different setting. This is indeed my bedroom with my famous red Moroccan sleepers. One in pair in a large collection of over 20 different sleepers from different countries. And well, here you have hints of other passions. Those are my best among my more than 100 pipes. These are some of the best I have. Some of them are pretty expensive indeed. Much more than hookahs, by the way. These are crafted ones by world famous craftsmen, and they're expensive pipes. And here you have a another of my collections, Playmobiles, with my newest acquisition, with some Prussians in it. I've been collecting for years, and this is a conversion custom from, has made a Spanish boat out of an English cutter with Spanish sailors heading for Trafalgar. Disaster. Yes, indeedy. Okay, let's go back to smoking the Nefes SULTAN. Okay, after showing you the pieces of this magnificent Sultan called Vizier in the UK and in Germany, I will proceed to show you how it smokes. Let me say that, of course, smoking Vivant Noir, I might have personally some difficulties, but I wanted this to produce as much smoke as possible. Mark as well that I'm using the widest, or one of the widest hoses I have, this Nefes Mark III, I think it is, and no problem at all with the hose port taking it. So this is slightly bigger. It's 17.4 millimeters opposed to others which are 16 something in Turkish pipes. So as you will see, this is with the vases I've been using, which was until now it was a medium jumbo. It is a very large pipe, which is very nice for me. Trouble is that this tobacco is kind of heavy or something, and I prefer black tobaccos actually, black leaf. Anyhow, I'll do my best. So, loud noise because of a very wide gauge, on par with Khalil Mamoon. As you can see, takes an anonymous wind cover, and I'm using an Alien small, Tangier small funnel. There's Nefes, and normal grommets, Maya here, and there's kind of a silicon grommet here, which is thinner than the Egyptians, because it will fit better with this. One important thing is to compare with the Sultan. Now, with the Pasha. With the Pasha, which has a very light wind cover, which is a bit short for Tangier's bowls, you get, oh, by the way, this is one perfect combination of the Pasha with the smaller Turkish beer valves. And you can see here that this is a traditional chamber. Of course, this is just 9 millimeters, traditional dowstem, but traditional chamber, meaning the purge will work effectively. And it is important to know that Giuliano is now going to make this Sultan with this kind of chamber. Let's just hope that it will keep the thicker dowstem for those of you who might be interested in having the best of, let's say, good Egyptians like Limun, Farida, or old brass temsas and other equivalents, and the looks and the heavy brass of so-called traditional Turkish pipe. Now, I didn't show you, I forgot. You always forget something in this reviews. The airtightness check. This pipe is not completely airtight. I must be sincere, must be honest. I love the pipe, I love the looks of it. It's solid, well built, very solid in fact. Nice decoration. Many people have been asking me and other owners whether they compare with Elmas or not and with other Turkish equivalents. Well, it is just made by other people, but I would say the quality of the dowstem, the outer part, is the same. There are, well, sometimes this decoration might be deeper, the cast might be deeper. In some cases, like the Tugra, is slightly cleaner on the Elmas, but the whole decoration is cleaner on this and deeper, as on the Pasha I will be discussing in incoming review. But it smokes great, even if, because of my choice of tobacco today, I cannot prove fully, because this tobacco will make me cough. But this, by the way, I just tasted the purge. The purge, as in common chambers, would rather clean smoke which is in here, in the chamber, so in this part, but as you can see, it would not clean or empty the smoke in here, or very lightly. But of course the worst part of it would go out. Now with the incoming model, this problem will be solved. You will have normal, traditional chamber-like Egyptian pipes. So purge should be more than decent and clean the whole stuff, because the purge itself, the valve purge, works very well, right? So, let me not forget anything. I've shown you the future. I've spoke about Promissing brand, about this very nice shape. I've also mentioned a few things I do not like, like the fact that, well, when you unscrew it, unless you leave some space, I mean, you don't unscrew it to the end, top, these lines might not coincide. I know of another owner in the States who did not have that problem. It's all about having this in two parts. It's very difficult when you do, when you make the pipe, to have it coincide. Otherwise, it is beautiful, it is heavy. I would recommend the coming ones. I would not say I do not recommend that one. People who own it love it, I do, but there is room for improvement, as said. Well, I've shown you that it can take any hose easily, and indeed we can put a Turkish traditional, in this case luxury one, here, and well, with this once you can always tie a knot because they are so long. This is 2 meters 20 or something. And one minor issue with this huge hoses is that they tend to make the pipe lean to this side. Well, you just choose your hose, right? This is more restrictive because of the end of it, which is narrower. One idea to modernize Turkish pipe would be to have this just with the end and this piece with a broader inner tube, and it would be, because the gorging here is enormous. need point copper after all. And well, Nefes is, I understand, it's owned by Giuliano Ersin from Turkey, but living in Budapest. He has his Vici Pipa, which meaning hookah in Hungarian, Vici Pipa Vasadlas online shop, vicipipa.eu. But I understand these pipes are going to be carried by Hookah-John in the States.